Also, a follow-up to yesterday's meth investigation. We'll tell you where people struggling with addiction can find help and hope.
Also, what kind of impact the outbreak is having on jails around the state. That's all coming up this morning for you on Daybreak.
Good morning and welcome back into Daybreak. It is Tuesday, March 31st. I'm Lauren Barnes.
Joe Morano here with you as we are cruising along on this Tuesday morning. Hope you are as well at home. A bit of a wet one out there, and we are hoping that this will clear up sometime today because it looks like it's raining a good amount right now.
Yeah, I think Elisa's telling us there is hope for that. Right, Elisa?
Yeah, a soggy start, and I heard it start last night. I could hear the rain outside, and I was like, oh, time to wake up now, right?
Right.
But yeah, we'll have it clear as we head through midday, and then we could actually get some sunshine back through the day today.
Always good to have.
Yeah, so we're starting out with some wet roads out there this morning. We could see that rain coming down pretty good in Branson on the roads. It is 46 degrees this morning with those clouds and the light to moderate showers moving through. We've got that rain cutting across most of the Ozarks. It's a swath of some pretty light rain for most of the area, not seeing much in central Missouri. We do have that pocket of more moderate rain near Branson, near Ava, and then near Mountain Grove. But a lot of it has been light in Springfield and Catskill and other places where you see that green on the radar. It's 46 degrees in Branson, 48 in Springfield, and 50 up at Lake of the Ozarks. After a wet start, we'll have things clear out as we have through the afternoon with just some clouds left behind and then maybe even some sunshine coming back later on in the day. Mostly sunny at 59 degrees by 3 o'clock. Those temperatures will get closer to our average. And again, we'll have that sunshine return. Then we're pretty quiet through the middle of this week. Our next cold front comes through by Friday. Details coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, Elisa, we'll see you then. We begin with an update on COVID-19 cases around the Ozarks now. In Christian County, 10 cases have been reported. That's the latest as of yesterday. Those are in Nixa, Ozark, and in Sparta. The latest case is a Christian County resident who's an employee at Cox Health Heart Center, a clinic in Branson. The first case in Webster County was also reported yesterday. And in Greene County, there have been 48 positive cases of COVID-19, including 4 deaths. Some good news to go along with that. 7 people have now recovered.
In Arkansas, as of yesterday, the Department of Health has reported 508 cases of COVID-19, along with 7 deaths reported. Over 6,000 people have been tested in total.
Mercy Springfield has announced 2 of its employees have tested positive for COVID-19. We know both had traveled out of the state within the last 2 weeks. A statement from the hospital says the workers are managing their illness at home.
With everything going on, it may be tough to keep track of all the important information there is surrounding this situation. So Missouri Senator Josh Hawley has launched a new comprehensive coronavirus resource page on his own website. Some of the things people will have access to include information about the recently passed stimulus bill, as well as what assistance Missourians could be eligible for. The page also includes resources and guidance from the CDC and the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services.
Will soon likely be getting a check from the government, as last week Congress approved the CARES Act that will provide stimulus checks to Americans across the country. The stimulus checks will be $1,200, meant to help out during this tough economic time. The amount exactly, though, could depend on your income and the number of kids you have. For instance, those making more than $75,000 a year are not eligible for these checks. The government will be using tax returns from 2018 and 2019 to determine the amount and where to send the money.
It's meant to kind of stimulate the economy and help keep people through a hard time when they're losing funds. So the main thing to keep in mind, I guess, is that it shouldn't hurt you. There will be a new line on your tax return, but assuming that your circumstances haven't really changed, your tax refund should remain just about the same.
And for anyone worried that the check might take the place of your tax refunds this year, she says that is not the case.
The Missouri Supreme Court denied the request to release nonviolent offenders from jails around the state. It has given authority to local judges to rule in each case. Director of the Public Defender's Office, Mary Fox, is worried that inmates will contract COVID-19 and it could spread throughout jails quickly. She asked for the release of offenders serving a jail sentence less than a year and for those who have not gone to trial yet. Prosecuting attorney Tim Lomar disagreed with the request, and Greene County Sheriff Jim Arnott believes it's too dangerous to release offenders, even nonviolent ones.
Well, it was ridiculous, to be quite honest. making a blanket statement. The issue is we've got to evaluate, just like the Supreme Court said, a case-by-case basis.
I've got an inmate across the street that has three pending domestic violence-related offenses, all with the same victim. And you would potentially create a very dangerous situation for victims all across the state.
That's not a reason that you can keep somebody in jail, because maybe somewhere down the road, they will do something bad. That is not an acceptable reason to keep someone in a jail where they're facing this danger.
Moving on, we want to tell you about a special broadcast we'll be airing later on tonight. We're partnering with KY3 to host a special coronavirus virtual town hall meeting. It'll feature Greene County Health Director Clay Goddard, plus several doctors to answer your COVID-19 questions. We'll also have information for small businesses during this time. The town hall will air from 6:30 to 7 on both Color 10 and Ozarks Fox. You can submit coronavirus questions to be answered through Facebook, so be sure to tune in at 6:30.
It's your right to know. A Cedar County man missing for 4 days has been found alive. Authorities believe the man went mushroom hunting last Thursday and never returned home. An extensive search over the weekend ended yesterday when a Highway Patrol helicopter helped locate the man near a river in Vernon County. Authorities say the man was in and out of consciousness and was dehydrated. He was airlifted to a hospital in Joplin.
Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt has issued 8 civil investigative demands to third-party Amazon sellers to fight price gouging. The Attorney General has opened those investigations to those sellers that have been charging 2 to 19 times the prices charged prior to this pandemic on certain healthcare items like face masks and hand sanitizer. Anyone who sees substantially inflated prices now, particularly on medical products or other health-related necessities, is encouraged to report it to the Missouri Attorney General's office.
We have something positively Ozarks for you. One grandma did not let social distancing stop her from enjoying time with her family's new puppy. You can see puppy over here, grandma here with the puppy. Anita and Rod Kissinger sent us this photo as you can see them holding up Henry Kessinger, that's the puppy, the family's new corgi, to the window so that grandma could spend some time with him. We do want to remind you we are starting a new segment here on Daybreak called In This Together, where we will highlight some of the positive moments happening across the Ozarks during this tough time. And hopefully once it's over, too, we can continue it. So send us a photo or video with a brief explanation to endthistogether@color10.com for a chance to be featured here on Daybreak.
Our windshield wipers have been busy in Springfield this morning. We've got some wet roads out there with some rain around this morning. A lot of it has been pretty light in Springfield, finding more moderate rain down south near Branson. Details on when this rain clears coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak. Now weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa.
Good morning. With more rain cutting across the Ozarks, I wanted to update the March calendar for you. So far this month, Springfield is at 7 3/4 of an inch of rain, approaching that 8-inch mark on the last day of March. We're running over 4 inches above average for rain this month. And again, we're not the only ones. We're nearing 9.5 inches of rain in West Plains, nearing 8 inches also in Joplin, and in Springfield, over 5 inches of rain in Rolla. Average to date for the month would have been about 3.5 inches. So we more than doubled our rain so far this month. It's just been a soaker. We're looking at it being wet not only for March, but really through the start of the year. We've had 6 days with a 1/2 inch of rain or more so far for March. For 2020 so far, including January, February, and March, we're nearing 16.5 inches of rain, running 8 inches above average. Rain from overnight into this morning has really accumulated for areas to the south, not much to the north, but we are finding totals nearing an inch from Ava over towards Branson, Catskill, and Neosho. We've got some lighter totals around 1/2 inch in Springfield. You can see the rain coming down at a pretty good clip in Branson. It might be hard to tell at home, but here I could see some of the rain running down the street a little bit. It's 46 degrees in Branson right now. We've got that swath of rain cutting across the Ozarks this morning. Again, not much to the north of the interstate. Might have some lighter showers around Stockton or Lake of the Ozarks, but we're looking at some more moderate showers stretching from Branson to Ava, getting down towards that state line, seeping into northern Arkansas. A lot of it has been light in Springfield, but enough to get those windshield wipers going. Once this rain clears, we'll be done with it for the rest of the day. That's because this storm system is continuing on working its way eastward and getting out of here, and then there's high pressure that's just back to the west, and that's going to work on clearing out our skies as we head through the afternoon. So you can see on Futurecast by 10 o'clock, we're already done with most of the rain, just some clouds left behind. We'll work on clearing out those skies through the afternoon. Mostly sunny and 62 degrees will be about average for this time of March. We'll have clear skies and temperatures dipping to 40 degrees overnight tonight. Sunshine and upper 60s tomorrow. Warm on some steady southerly winds. So we've got a quiet stretch that's going to pick up today once the rain clears. Clearing skies, a cool start tomorrow. Sunshine in 60s by Wednesday and Thursday. Then those winds pick up Thursday with some gusts to 30 miles per hour. That will be ahead of our next front that comes through by Friday. Temperatures stay pretty mild, either at or above average. The warmest days this week will be Wednesday and Thursday. 62 degrees today. We'll have skies work on clearing, turning mostly sunny. 40 degrees overnight tonight, cool and clear. 69 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny, steady southerly winds and temperatures warming up. Breezier winds on Thursday. We'll have gusts to 30 miles per hour out of the south. It'll be mostly cloudy. Showers and thunder by Friday. A couple of those showers can linger early on Saturday. It looks like we will be dry on Sunday ahead of our next rain chance on Monday.
All righty, what do you guys think about some B-days happening right now? Some celebrities celebrating, including Ewan McGregor. Guy's been in a lot of stuff over the years.
Oh yeah, including Star Wars.
I forgot that he was Scottish. Yeah. What do you guys think, though? This is a tough one.
My college roommate loved him.
Really?
So I'm going to get this wrong and she's going to be mad.
I was going to say, does that mean you know the answer?
No.
I'll start us off at 46.
Big 5-0.
52. I don't know.
No dice. 49. Close. Man, I feel like I'm getting them close so far. Let's see how we do on this next one. Christopher Walken. That's a bad Walken impression, guys.
He's great.
What do you think about him, though? He's hilarious, and he's serious, and he's all these things. I'm going to say...
add a few decades and say 74?
80? Is he 80 yet?
76.
What do we got here?
What do you got for us? 77. I'm one off on both of them.
Okay.
Oh, it's rough.
HBD, guys. Happy birthday. Let's see who's sharing a birthday with both of them. Becky Hilms, happy birthday to you. Velda Ebert and Will Carter. Hope you guys have a great day and have some special way of celebrating. Maybe take a rain check. We'll celebrate one day. Don't forget to send us an email to birthdays@color10.com if you have a birthday or anniversary you would like shouted out here on the show.
Sports is up next. Don't forget to find us on Facebook and Twitter during the break.
Now, sports on Color 10 News.
The NCAA is allowing Division I spring sports athletes another season of eligibility if they want it. It's a similar move of extended scholarships offered to Division II athletes. Not the case for winter athletes, but for example, this means Missouri State spring sports athletes like baseball players can have another senior season to make up for this 2020 campaign loss due to COVID-19. The NCAA will basically forego roster limits and will allow baseball teams to not have these fifth-year seniors count against their scholarship limit either. Underclassmen will not lose eligibility either, thus the expanded roster size that you can likely expect for these spring sports come the 2021 season. Speaking of 2021, that is when the Olympics will be happening. The Japan and 2020 Olympic Committee set those dates for those games. The opening ceremony will be July 23rd of 2021. That's exactly a year from when it was scheduled to start this summer. The committee had debated actually hosting it in the spring, but decided it would conflict with European soccer leagues and other North American sports. Various athletes are sponsored by various companies, of course. Visa has said that the company will pay its athletes during this year-long Olympic delay. Meteorologist Elisa Rafa is in the house this morning. How's it going?
Yeah, good morning. We're starting out with some wet roads out in Branson. We've had a moderate rain there where you could see that rain coming down pretty good on some of the streets there. It's 46 degrees right now. We've got showers cutting across the Ozarks. They're pretty light for the most part, especially north of the interstate. We've got that little pocket of some more moderate rain just to the southeast of Branson and near Ava. But again, a lot of this rain has been pretty light, no lightning or anything like that. It's 48 degrees in Springfield, 47 in Monette, and 50 degrees in Joplin. Starting out your morning a little bit soggy. You'll have some soggy cereal with temperatures in the upper 40s with some clouds and rain. If you want to go for a run today, go this afternoon. Don't go this morning. It's too wet. You'll have rain around, but the rain should clear by about 10 or 11 o'clock, and then you'll have just some clouds and clearing and more sunshine as you head through the afternoon. And so better conditions later on in the day. If you have packages outside this morning, they'll be wet, but in the afternoon, if you're expecting a delivery, you'll have some dry conditions, so those packages will be dry. Hour by hour, again, the rain clears by about 10 or 11 o'clock. Sunshine this afternoon and temperatures in the lower 60s. 40 overnight with some clear skies. And mostly sunny skies tomorrow with temperatures in the upper 60s, really warming up nicely. So if you need to mow the lawn, tomorrow will be a much better day. Today will be likely too wet after this morning's round of rain. We'll have better conditions on Wednesday. By Thursday, it turns breezy, so you might not want to do the yard work because we'll have gusts to 30 miles per hour. Then showers and storms return by Friday.
All right, up next, an Amazon warehouse worker is fired for hosting a walkout.
All right, we'll have more information on that, and Ford is hoping to manufacture thousands of ventilators. We'll explain when the company could begin working on that project.
The first coronavirus cases have been reported in the Los Angeles homeless population. The public health director says 2 people are infected. One who works in a Los Angeles County shelter has also contracted that virus. Nearly 60,000 people were counted as homeless in the county in 2019.
Yesterday, 3 federal judges blocked orders that limit abortion access during the coronavirus outbreak. The judges ruled against restrictions placed in Ohio, Texas, and Alabama. The states placed the limits in orders banning non-essential medical procedures, arguing things like abortion dip into limited medical resources. But all 3 judges went against the orders, saying delaying abortions could eventually make the patient ineligible for the procedure.
Amazon has fired an employee at a New York warehouse after he helped organize a protest. More than a dozen workers at the Staten Island facility walked out on Monday to bring attention to the way managers are handling this pandemic. Christian Smalls was a process assistant there and asked that Amazon temporarily close the warehouse after an employee there tested positive. Amazon fired him yesterday after he appeared at that protest, saying that he was on a 14-day paid leave after he had contact with the employee who tested positive. The company says he put employees at risk by attending the walkout.
More than 16,000 Air Canada workers will soon be out of a job because of the coronavirus outbreak. The airline says it will start temporary layoffs later this week, which will last through May. The move comes after the outbreak grounded most of Air Canada's international and U.S. flights. But Air Canada says it has more than $7 billion in cash to cushion the impact, and that some executives foregoing at least portions of their salaries could help.
Ford is hoping to manufacture 50,000 ventilators in 100 days at a Michigan plant. It'll produce a type of one that only uses air pressure and requires no electricity. 500 union auto workers have volunteered to staff Ford's plant in Ypsilanti, Michigan, to keep the units produced all day. President Trump invoked the Defense Production Act last week to compel General Motors to make these. Tesla, Dyson, and Virgin Orbit are also working on such devices. Ford says it'll produce them at a rate of 30,000 per month. You know what time it is. It is time for the top 3 things you need to know if you're just waking up next.
That's right on the other side of a commercial break. Plus, Elisa will let you know how long the rainy start to your morning will stick around on this Tuesday.
weather with meteorologist Elisa Rafa.
Good morning. If you're just waking up with us, we're starting out pretty soggy out there this morning, but we'll have sunshine return through the afternoon, and then we're pretty quiet until about Friday. We've got rain coming down, pretty light to moderate in Branson. It's 46 degrees with the wet roads out there. We've got this rain stretching from Joplin through Branson into northern Arkansas and then through much of Missouri that's south and east of I-44. The rain has been pretty light, but you will need windshield wipers and the roads are wet. It's 48 degrees in Springfield, 47 in Harrison, and 46 degrees in Branson. A wet start this morning. We'll have some drier roads through the afternoon as we'll keep some clouds early and then try to get some more sunshine later on today. A sneak peek at your weekend forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
Top 3 stories for you today. Locally, Christian County now has 10 new coronavirus cases that have been reported. Those are in Nixa, Ozark, and Sparta. The first case in Webster County was also reported yesterday, and in Greene County, 46 positive cases and 4 deaths. Of those numbers, there have been 7 people that have recovered. Arkansas has been given a D grade when it comes to social distancing. According to Unicast.com, it's based on reducing overall distance traveled and little changes in activity since before the outbreak of the coronavirus. The site determined a social distancing score for each state and county in the country. An A is greater than a 40% decrease. Grades B through D then work in 10% increments, and less than a 10% decrease would be an F score. Missouri currently has a C grade with a 23% decrease in social distancing. Yesterday, for the first time, the U.S. has surpassed 500 deaths in a single day from the coronavirus. President Trump says the U.S. has tested more than 1 million people. Abbott Labs is expected to bring out its new 5-minute test kit next week, Lauren.
All right, Joe, we're also following news from the FDA, which has authorized doctors to treat COVID-19 patients with a pair of anti-malaria medications. Doctors say hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine may help some victims clear the coronavirus from their bodies, but the drugs have yet to be rigorously tested. The FDA says the risk is outweighed by the possible reward, though. Millions of doses of those medications will be distributed to hospitals around the country. And reports that ISIS members escaped a prison in northeastern Syria are not true, according to a spokesman for the Syrian Democratic Forces. A U.S. official agreed with that statement, but says the situation at the prison is constantly changing as frustrations rise amid the coronavirus outbreak. Here's a look at how markets ended the day yesterday. They were mixed. The Nikkei lost 167 points, while the Dow rallied just nearly 700. The Nasdaq also closed up 271. As we get ready to take a quick break this morning, don't forget about our Color 10 podcast. You can go to your podcast app, search for Color 10 News or Ozarks Fox, and make sure to hit subscribe.